Well, welcome y'all
Welcome
to the Family Empire Houston panel.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, it's your girl Shade in the City. I'm Trees.
It's Nose.
And then of course your girl ReallyBTV reviews. So welcome y'all. We're here to get into what is it, season 1, episode 4. And yeah, ReallyB, lead us the way. You know, girl, this is my second time watching.
Oh, I didn't know I was leading nothing. Okay.
Oh, she said I wasn't. I mean, I could carry it, but
no. I mean, no. Hold on. I just need to know what happened first. I don't have no notes.
So basically, they basically talking about the hostile.
Well, we still at the party. We still down to the club.
Party.
First of all, let me say this. I told y'all last week that girl cheated. Her own cousin called her a hoe.
She showed up dead. She called her 304. You know what?
She didn't know that. She didn't know that. I was like,
no.
She just learned that.
Please. Let
but
me
see, you didn't come from the beat. You didn't come from. How old are you? Because you must not come from like the beeper lifestyle.
I knew 304 meant hoe, but I didn't know that they got it because when you put it in like like a beeper or a calculator, and you turn it backwards, it's hoe.
Yeah,
we used to say because we would send messages through our We would send messages through our beeper like that all the time. Mm-hmm. But you don't know nothing about y'all too young. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
No, I had a beeper. I know. Look. I know what 143. I know what 143 mean on the beeper. I do.
Oh. Look, she's young for that beeper life. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Ain't we right behind you, really?
I was gonna say we're really like right behind you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought y'all were a lot younger than me. Okay.
No,
but yeah, so we're down to the party and oh dang, sorry about that. We're down to first of all, my brain, y'all know my brain be going in 2 different directions. So we were talking about the situation. They were talking about the text message and how Kiki was kind of in her. Ain't that a girl named Kiki? What her name?
Oh, Lakeisha. Yeah, I guess you could say Kiki. Yes,
Kiki. Yeah, she was sort of in her feelings, because she felt like the family sort of ambushed her and Caramel. But what it really boils down to is, here's what it really boils down to. You allowed your family to run with a narrative. You didn't correct them because you was too embarrassed to tell your family what the real deal was. Now, Aunt Nikki was being very innocent, okay? Aunt Nikki was very innocently saying, listen, I know that you and my niece were together for many, many years. And even though y'all not together anymore, I just want to let you know that her mama done passed away. Because listen, that's how family do. See, that's why you got to be careful who you bring around your family. Because once you bring around your family and they like them, they not going nowhere. Even if you break up with them, they're not going anywhere. And I don't know how long old girl was with the ex, but she must have been with her long enough that Aunt Nikki had her phone number.
Had her number.
Okay. Aunt Nikki had the phone number. And Aunt Nikki was very innocently, that's how things go. And it sounded like the family hadn't even met Caramel. So they might not have even known that Caramel was a major factor in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree. I agree. I felt bad for poor Aunt Nikki, but I did think it was a little dramatic. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna say this: if the family had not responded that way, then I would say, because who the people are in your family that's gonna act a fool and be dramatic. So if they had been like, child, Aunt Nikki, but the fact that all of them was like, girl, you was doing a lot, that makes me feel like she probably was doing a lot. Right. But if they had been like, she extra.
I feel like that's like if I'd be like, oh, I cried, you'd be like, oh, or if somebody be like, who cried? It'd be like, oh, she cried. She's the one that's gonna cry. Like, you know what I mean? In anything.
Right. Exactly. So yeah. But who I felt sorry for in this whole situation was Justin. Justin was just trying to give the people a show.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Did you see his face at the end? He was like.
What got me was the fact that he waited for the drama to be over to start his show, was able to start the show. And then as soon as he was done, the drama started right back.
Right.
Look, Quita was like, so what we was talking about, I said, oh my goodness.
Talk about support.
But can I ask y'all a question? Okay, I don't want to put nobody on the spot. But did y'all go download his album?
Oh no, I didn't.
Baby, let me tell you, go do it. It's good.
Oh, is it? It's like that?
It's good. All right, I only downloaded the latest one. It came out in 2020. So just in this time for a new album, boo. But it came out in 2020 and it's called Flawed. The first song, he talking about how much of a flawed man he is, but work with me because I'm trying to be better. I said, okay.
Is it just him or is it a band?
He has a band, but the album, that's just him. The last one, the one that I downloaded. And then there's a song on there called Ghetto. The name itself made me want to listen to it. And he was saying how he like a woman with a little hood in her.
Okay.
And then there's another one called Cognac and something. Again, the names are the ones that be getting me.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I'm serious.
Okay.
I would recommend
how long is this album?
It's $9.99 down to the iTunes. Go and get it. It's $10.
Oh, the iTunes. Okay, maybe we'll listen to it on the way back up.
But I mean, how long is it?
I really enjoyed it. And I listened to that, and I got that this week, and that Childish Gambino. Now I like Childish Gambino.
Yeah, so. I like Childish Gambino too. How many songs is on the album?
I don't know. You want me to count? I don't know.
Hey, Lemon Kush Pepper. Hey, Autumn's mom. Hey,
everybody coming in.
Yeah, everybody coming in. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. Please hit that like button if you haven't already.
So then they got to talking about, they kept bringing up I don't know if it was the way it was edited, but I swear I felt like every time they said something, they were like, when her mama died.
Yes.
Died. I was like, are y'all not hearing yourself?
Right. I was like, where is the self-awareness? And nobody's like, and she's clearly getting irritated and everybody's continuing to just harp on this. I was like, girl, is she better than me? Mm-hmm. I think she's much better than me.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit much, personally. I thought it was a bit much. But yeah, so that was pretty much that. So she stormed out, her and Caramel left, and the rest of the family was trying to figure. And I can appreciate, I think it was Justin's wife who was like, y'all were doing a lot. Y'all kept bringing up her mama. Like, I would have left too. You know what I mean? So
right.
I understand the conversation Nikki was trying to have. I still feel like it wasn't the right place when she addressed it, but I'm not upset with her for wanting to have the conversation. At the brunch, I just don't think that was the appropriate time, but I'm not mad at her for wanting to, because again, if the family feel like this is the woman she's with and they feel like that she was disrespectful and they don't particularly think, I can only imagine the conversation that would have.
See it for her. Yeah, I can understand what you're saying.
Especially if they're in the era of transparency where they're trying to break down these barriers. If that was one of the walls, I could see it. But again, I didn't understand it at the brunch, other than the fact that it's a reality show,
Right.
But,
And then, we see Nicole calling Jermisha, and she's upset with Justin. Or no, Justin is talking about how he's upset because everybody ruined his show, basically, with their, drama. For the
Justin
most part.
Was mad, and he had every right to be mad. I would have been mad too, Justin, because they was acting a fool down to your show. I mean, it could have been worse. We've seen reality shows where it gets worse, but it definitely hijacked his show.
Right, exactly. And then we learned, I think this is when we learned that Keisha and Nicole are planning to go to therapy. So shout out to them, which is good. And then, Nicole goes to Quita to talk to Chris about this contract. And so they sit them down and, she's like, hey, here's the terms. And it was a lot of stuff. I don't know if you got it all really. I didn't get it word for word, but basically it was more responsibilities for the same pay. And she felt like he had already been getting a sweet deal.
And so here's the problem.
Here's
the thing for me. Here's the problem. I understand where Nikki is coming from to say, hey, I did the work and y'all have been overpaying him. According to what Nikki's saying, y'all have been overpaying him for the work. So you're like, okay, fine. You want a contract? We're going to put it all in writing. This is exactly what we expect you to do. And since we were already overpaying you to begin with, basically we're just making you earn the money that we're giving you. But here's the problem. The problem is that's not fair, because if it's not my fault that you overpaid me to begin with. If you want to add more responsibilities to what you're asking me to do, then you need to then the money's going to have to act, because the money's going to have to equal that I'm doing more work now. Like, I understand it's family and all of that, and maybe y'all were doing him a favor by overpaying him to begin with, or maybe you didn't do the research and know what he should have been getting paid. Because she said, "Well, we looked and we She said, "Well, we checked and people at other companies are making what you already making is comparable." Then that means either A, y'all were doing him a favor when he walked in the door because he was family, or B, y'all didn't do y'all research to begin with, because it's not his fault that y'all been overpaying him all this however long he been working there.
I agree.
So I don't know. I do feel like there should be I think whenever you're dealing with friends and family, and I've learned that the hard way, you should always put contracts, because that eliminates this from the beginning. I'm really not sure, because we're coming in the middle of this, right? So I'm really not sure what happened that Chris felt like I don't want to be in the office anymore. And my other question is they say that he's not doing any work now, so he's not doing anything while y'all are trying to negotiate. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's on vacation. So that's why Nicole was like, he's still getting paid, but can't, like, we're telling him you need to come to work. And so they're just considering vacation, but he's still getting paid.
Oh, he didn't like request vacation time.
No.
Okay, now that's just that Chris, that's disrespectful. That's wrong. Because again, you can't do that at any job. You can't just walk out and be like, "You made me mad." I mean, let's be clear. We've all left work because we were irritated, but it's like a one-day thing. Maybe you call off. Maybe you call off a day, but you don't just be out for weeks and be like, "Yeah, I ain't coming back." Like, where they do that
at? And your paycheck's still clearing.
Right.
It don't matter.
They ain't docking your pay and all of that.
Shamisha said he ain't going nowhere.
You think so?
That's what she said. She said he put money in my sister's household. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why they're still paying him too. Again, this is a family thing. They're still paying him because of the family element. Because I think if he was some Joe Blow off the street, I think it would be a different conversation. So I really think that both parties have valid arguments, but I also think both parties have some liability as well. Because I think we need to go back to the beginning. What happened that Chris left to begin with? He said he felt disrespected. And all we know is that Nikki said that sometimes he likes to play while people are trying to work. What did you say? How did you say it? Was this the first time? Like, there's some background there that we don't have.
Okay. That's a good point. That's deeper insight. That's
in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But I think that Nikki has a valid point to say, sir, you can't just not show up for work. Like, that's not how this works.
I don't know. It's interesting because, again, like what you said, Jamisha said he ain't going nowhere. But I feel like Nikki is about, as she said, she's Oscarine Jr. She about her business. So she's like, yeah, I know his family and all, but nah, we can find somebody to do this job. So I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder if they'll actually part ways.
Well, I think that it'll be interesting to see what his counter offer is.
That's true. Because even Jaquita is like, I don't want to mess up that money. He was a distraction, right?
Thank you, Cassandra.
Thank you. All right, go ahead, Really.
I know Jamisha, she was getting on Nikki for cutting up at her husband's show.
Yeah.
Okay, basically she was being dramatic. She was like, girl, running the family. What she was expecting.
Right. And that's why I said, that's why I said, Nicole, I feel like that's how Nikki rolled. We also found out a little more. We know it's Chris and Jamisha's, it's Jaquita's anniversary coming up.
And you sound like Nels last week.
Right. And Chris wants her to plan it. So we know that that's coming down the pipe. That's being planned. Chris basically told Nicole he ain't like the contract, and Jaquita is not happy either because she's like, listen, I don't want my husband disrespected, but I also want a steady paycheck coming in this household. And we find out later on why she feels the way she feels. We'll get to that when we get to the anniversary dinner. And Chris basically tells her, "Look, I'm gonna think about it, but I ain't really in on it." Okay. And then that's when we saw Nikki and Jamisha having the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Jamisha is really planning for this land, and Aunt Nikki was like, "Look, I support her, but she might want to tread lightly with the other two because they really ain't feeling it."
Yeah, they don't see it for her idea.
They really ain't feeling it. So she was like, "I want y'all to, you know."
But she did reiterate to your point. She keeps that Papa did want the G2s to have that land.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right. I did find that interesting that she was like, "No, Papa said that's what she wanted." So I was like, interesting that nobody else seems to remember that, but Aunt Nikki does.
Right.
That's interesting to me. So are they choosing to just not accept it? Because if Aunt Nikki is saying no, Papa said it, but the other people is like, I don't remember him saying that.
Especially Askareen.
Are they just choosing to not accept it?
But she don't remember.
I think maybe it's I was gonna put it on the G1s and be like, they don't want to accept it because they feel like it should go a certain way. But I mean, Granny feels the same way. She feels like it should be passed down to G1s, and then G1s can do what they want to do and pass it down.
But she even still said that she don't remember that. And you would have thought that he told her multiple times.
Well, he told her. She want to make sure her kids are good. Listen, I done told y'all what that situation is now. I done already told y'all. Oscarine knows. Right. She know what her husband said. Oscarine want to make sure her kids is good because she know that they need the extra little push. That's how I'm gonna put it that way. I'm gonna just be nice and say they need the push. They need the extra push.
You're right. And I think it's interesting. You saw the preview for next week's episode when Jamisha's in the car with her aunts and basically checking him, and they're like, "Okay, I think you need to
change your tone."
Yeah, change your tone.
Okay. Yeah. So then we get this. I really feel like they could have cut this scene from the episode, the workout scene. Nobody other than Monet was actually like, who show up with donuts? Like, I'm not even that rude to show up with donuts at the workout.
The trainer was so disrespected.
Now I might go get some donuts when I'm leaving.
You're funny. Now, I think the point of this scene, and I'm noticing they're just trying to get this. I feel bad. They try to auction Monet off to whomever. And I'm like, she's a pretty girl, and it's terrible how y'all do her. Like,
well, also, to me, I think she's prettier than Nicole. But I felt some type of way when they trying to auction her off, but the trainer was just like, "Okay, yeah, I'm out of here." And
he was like, "Nah, I'm good." I was like,
because his woman gonna see this on the show, like, and be like, right.
I don't know. I don't think he ever answered the question. I think he just
didn't. But his answer was the fact that he was like, "All right, then I'll see y'all later." Either I got a woman, or B, I'm not interested. Either way,
right?
Yeah.
I feel like, I feel like that was pretty much and I mean, they did talk to Nicole, and Nicole explained that, she, felt some kind of way. She was getting irritated. They kept bringing up her mother. She did say her and
Lakeisha.
She said her and Nicole are going to go to therapy, and Monet was like, "But are you ready? Like, are you really ready for that?
You got to be open."
Right. Now, I did see that preview. I saw the preview from that little therapy session next week.
Yes.
I told y'all it's the conception that's going to be the problem. It's how she got here. She said, "Baby, I'm not no side baby. Okay, I'm not no side baby."
She said she ain't. She said my mother was not the other woman.
She was the other woman, but I understand that's your mama. I mean, I'm sorry. That man was married.
He said he was having relations with two people. Like,
he absolutely was. But one of those two people had a ring, and that he had an obligation to. The other one, I mean, no disrespect to your mama, because I don't know that woman. And I know she's no longer here. And I'm not saying that they didn't have right. I'm not saying that he didn't love her. I don't know what the end of the conversation is.
He wasn't paying them.
Nicole mama had the ring.
Hey, Ravine.
What's up, Ray Boo? You know, and I don't mean no disrespect because I don't know your mama, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but
and don't disrespect because I don't know your mama.
But she said, but your mama was the other woman.
Oh Lord, y'all.
If he liked it, he would have put a ring on it, huh?
Now, if he was just a player, and he was dating both of them at the same time, then really nobody really had a claim one way or the other.
Right.
But if one of them had a ring,
look, let me say, and Nicole better not say nothing in that therapy session because they'll be right back where they started.
Yeah,
but I don't blame Nicole for feeling the way she feels. It's still her mom, and she still grew up with them together. And again, all Nicole knows is the story her mama been telling her.
Was the other woman, especially after a week ago, you was talking all these conversations about when your mama died. Now you want to talk about my mom being the other woman. She just better let the girl let her get it out.
really said I can't get on that train.
She's like, well, if I was Nicole.
No, I mean you have to be careful in how you say it because at the end of the day, y'all are trying. It don't have nothing to do with y'all, right? You can't take any. If you have anger at your father, you have to keep the anger there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the conversation needs to be had because that's the wall, right? That's the wall that's between them. That's why Nicole won't allow herself to be too overly sisterly to her because it's this, I have to be loyal to my mom and this, that, and the other. I think there's a part of her that feels like if I become too close with Keisha and we become too close as sisters, then my mother is going to feel some kind of way or I'm going to feel some kind of way about it. And that's the wall. Like, that's what the wall is.
So really quick, did you notice too? I thought it was funny. So Monet is actually, and mind you, she's a sister as well. She's her sister as well. But Monet is actually closer to her.
Right.
So they can have that type of relationship. They just choose not to for whatever reason.
But Monet is not. Monet's a cousin though. Monet's not.
No. Monet is Nicole's little sister. Yeah, they have the same parent. Oh. Yeah, they grew up in the same house, but she's the little sister. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not really. I think it adds a little element when it's the same age. Plus, remember, by her being younger, and we know that Keisha was brought in when she was 7 or 8. Like it just, I think it's a different dynamic because of the age piece of it. But I understand your point though. I understand because Nicole, yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. You
are so funny,
so scandalous. So the next scene we see Nicole and we see Jamisha talking, and they basically talking about this contract again, child. With Chris and what they need Chris to do. They recap that Justin was mad, about what had happened. It's kind of a recap thing. Did anything new come out in that conversation?
The only thing I think was that the conversation with Aunt Nikki, how she plans to take them out to see the land and all this other stuff?
That's with Aunt Nikki, yeah.
The only thing it was just what we discussed, basically, that Jamisha was like, we ain't firing him because he put
that's right. That was the conversation. Yeah. That's my right. That's my brother-in-law. And
Nicole, and they talk about doing their luxury.
Their luxury thing. But how they need Chris.
Or something.
Right. That's the thing. You need Chris because you want him to create this social media content that puts you on a different level. And they even showed us something that Chris had produced. It was actually pretty good.
Oh,
Ravine, girl. That you coming up here with woo.
But right, that's what I'm saying. That's who he was living with. So yeah.
Love it.
I ain't about to make 2 of them with your scandalous ass stuff.
Oh, well.
But that's what I'm saying. That goes back to what I said last week. When you made the decision to stay, you chose to accept it. So I hope that she didn't spend the rest of her time trying to make those, make him pay for it, and use the girls to do it. It's one thing behind closed doors and y'all get to arguing and you making little snide comments about, but you got babies. Like, that's one thing. But was she doing it with the kids? But she bringing the kids into it. You know what I mean?
Probably so.
Right. You saw how she wanted to tell her daughter so bad her side of the story.
I'm sure she did.
Right. And her daughter was like, Mama, been there and done that. Like, I know how you feel.
Right.
I would love for them. And the doctor bought that house, y'all.
Yes, I saw that for 1.3 mil. So congrats to Nicole.
I want to know if she got the furniture with it like she wanted.
The way she done said, the way Keisha described it is having relations with two women at the same time. He was not married. Nicole's mom thought she was number one. Ooh.
Oh, so they weren't married. Now that does make a difference. But it looks like he stayed with Nicole's mom. But if they weren't married, then that does kind of make it a little different. Because I mean, you can call yourself boyfriend.
That is a very valid point.
Huh?
No, I think if she makes a valid point, valid argument.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
However, yeah. So I guess it's more if they were married or not. If they weren't, then
if they weren't, he was community dick.
Well,
I mean, also he was taking care of Nicole's family too, though.
Right, because Nicole said that's how she grew up with him.
And she said she had a better life. Yeah. She said she had a better life. I guess.
Right, she said she lived a little bit better.
So he was.
Well, next we see the anniversary situation.
Right.
Now, Quita done planned this anniversary of Zydeco.
What?
That I had to
private chef. What happened? What's wrong?
She said she would have been aggravated.
That I had to plan it by myself. Like it's just my anniversary. And you just showing up for it. I'm giving you princess treatment.
Oh. Well, I mean, she did lay it out. It was nice. She had
the private chef. She had the dance lesson for them to get some Zydeco. Chris was a little late because he had a consultation. I said a consultant, child. A consultation. And he was raving. You know he was. Anyway. We found out a lot more information in this dinner that I think is important to understanding why Jaquisha feels the way she feels about some stuff. So,
Jaquita.
Lord, I can't get these.
I thought she put Quita and Misha's name together. Misha
and Lord.
I don't know why I can't get these people's names. Lord, work with me, people. Work with me. But we found out why she kind of feels some kind of way because she said that Chris had a good job. He got laid off, which happens. You know, it happens. Right. But she said that she felt like that sort of took something away from him. I think she was alluding to he don't have that same like drive that he used to have. She felt like he's not pushing and hustling as hard as he used to hustle. And she said that's when he decided to start his own business. But she's like, she wants to live a certain way. She was carrying them. Her money was carrying him while, when he was unemployed. And I guess why he's trying to get his business off the ground. And that's why she feel the way she feels. And she like, look, sometimes you just got to eat it a little bit and go ahead and take that contract because it's a guaranteed paycheck while you're continuing to build your business. How do y'all feel about this situation?
And she said, I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go back to taking care of everything. It's bad enough I had to plan this dinner by my damn self.
Right.
And giving you the soft life. I felt her.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm like, come on, bro. Let's get it together. I mean, I'm all about do your entrepreneurial, and I know, but because even what she wasn't she the one that was a pharmacist before she quit her job?
And I think so. Yeah.
So I'm sure she didn't just quit. Obviously, she didn't quit immediately. She waited until she had a little bit to stand on, and then said, "All right, I'm gonna branch out." So I absolutely agree with her.
Most adults will wait till they find something else,
right,
before they just up and quit their job.
But in his case, it wasn't him finding something else. He had been laid off, and so he created it. Let me say this: I agree that. I'm going to say this. If it's because she feels like he's not hustling as hard, then I definitely agree. Like, okay, you need to be putting in as much work as I'm putting in.
Right.
But I also feel like being with an entrepreneur, it ain't easy. It's not. And especially if that's not who you started with. Like when you met him, he wasn't doing his own thing. He was getting a steady paycheck, 401k, insurance, and all of that. And now both of y'all are in this field where basically if you don't hustle, you don't get paid kind of thing. You know what I mean? She's a real estate agent. That's not guaranteed money. I mean, if she don't sell no houses, she ain't getting no money either. So I think for both of them,
did you catch that they don't? She said, "I want to buy a house." When they were talking about their,
I caught that.
I said they don't have a home yet. That clicked for me. Yeah,
I caught that too. That she wants to buy a house, and I think she said they want to have another kid.
Right.
Yeah, I did catch that. That was interesting. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like I said, for me, I was listening and I was like, I understand now why she's like, you better sign that contract. We need that guarantee, because again, I ain't trying to go back to that. Like I like our life and I want us to keep going up. So yeah, I feel her on that. I do. I feel her on that. But Chris is still like, I don't know if I'm signing that contract. I'll let you know when I know, because I don't know yet.
So what did you think about the whole letting him, I know they kept making an emphasis on letting him lead. They kept pushing that, even with the dance instructor, and just allowing him, because he said, do it like how it's supposed to go in your household. And you saw she just kind of looked like, because obviously we know that's not going on in the household.
See,
even if he's not leading financially, what do you think about allowing him to lead just in life? You know what I mean?
Well, I come from, my mama told me you always gotta let a man be a man. So that's how I feel about it. He should be leading. He's the head of the household. And the reality of the situation is he may not always be bringing in the most money, but I don't feel like the woman should ever emasculate him and make him feel like he's less than, or he's not the head of the household because he's not bringing in the most money. But on the flip side, I think he should be working his ass off to make that happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
it's not even about bringing in the most money. It's the fact that he just has this energy, kind of like, well, I ain't gonna sign it, and basically we're gonna have to do whatever we got to do to make do if I decide I ain't doing it. And she's and I don't feel like she's emasculating him. She's just like, you need to keep this income until you figure out what it is that you want to do.
No, I'm not saying she's emasculating him. I'm saying I don't think you should as a woman. I'm not saying she's doing it. I don't have enough information. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, how long was he unemployed, right? How long was she carrying the family? And maybe she still brings in more money than he brings in. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I think I agree with you, but I need to see the hustle. Like, I don't mind. I mean, statistically, Black women make more than Black men. So statistically, you're going to make more than your spouse. Statistically. I'm not saying that happens in every household. However, what else are you doing? Like, I don't know. It's just the way I was born. That's just the way I was raised. Like, I need to see the hustle. You know what I mean? I don't mind being there for my man and all that good stuff, but I need to see the hustle.
Well, he also gave me, and I mean, maybe that was just a vacation vibe, but he was also giving me stay-at-home dad vibes. Like, he was
sounding kind of selfish to me a little bit.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think,
especially since we've been here before, and you just seem like you cool just going back to that space again where I'm taking care of everything. I'm taking care of the load, and I'm expressing to you how much I don't want to do that.
Right. Nope. And what do they say? The number one, what is it? The number one reason for divorce? Finance?
Yep. Money. Yeah.
Money.
So, I mean, I guess I see. I mean, again, I understand where she's coming from 120%. I do. But I also understand where he's coming from. If he feels like he's in a space where he is being disrespected and he's not being treated the way that he deserves to be treated. Again, I don't think I like the way he's handling it by you just saying, I ain't coming back. I don't think that's the way you handle it. But I also wouldn't want to put whether this was with family or anywhere else, I wouldn't want to have my husband go into a situation, especially if, like I said, I need more information, because if they're in a situation where
your family good.
Yeah.
I said sometimes you got to eat shit to make sure your family good, even if it's just for a little while.
But that's the point. But that's the point. Is it for a little while, or is this what you want him to do?
That's why you got to hustle. You got to hustle to change your situation.
But how is he going to hustle if he's still working? All them things that she added to that list, when is he going to have time to do his own thing? She done added 5,000 things to that list of deliverables. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm with y'all. I'm not saying I'm not with y'all. I'm just saying.
You're thinking of the entrepreneur mind. Because now that you put it like that, if yes, I have a regular job, and if my regular job gave me more duties, what I put into YouTube might be hindered because I don't have the space, capacity, time, or whatever the case may be. So, and if that's what I'm trying to grow, or eventually, you know what I mean? So I get what you're saying.
And especially if he's making some traction with his.
No, but I'm not quitting my job. No.
Yeah, and especially if he's making some traction. I mean, is he building up his clientele? Like, she alluded to the fact that she don't feel like he's hustling as hard as he could be hustling. Like, that's what I heard, right? Mm-hmm. So again, if she feels like he's not putting in all that he could be putting in, then yeah, I definitely understand her feeling like. Mm-mm.
And that's what it seemed like. Because even which husband was it? Was it last week? What's his name?
Justin.
Yes, Justin. Justin was like, "Well, I was trying to get in touch with you. I had a job for you. You was nowhere to be found. I could not contact you
because he needed an off day that day.
He on vacation."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, if you want that respect, you have to be like, if he was out every day hustling and doing whatever it is that she needed him to do, I just think it's a deeper conversation. Do I want him to sign the contract? I want them to come to a meeting of the mind. Here's what I want them to do. I want him to come off of payroll, and I want him to be a contractor, and let them contract him so that he has the freedom and the flexibility to still go out, not be in the office, and go out and get other jobs, but they're his main client. That is what I think is the best option. You probably come up off of payroll and just become a contractor based on, okay, you're going to do this amount of social media posts per month. You're going to do like everything she just said, and let them negotiate what that looks like financially. And then it would roll over into his business, and Braden Realty or broker, becomes a client. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you have your contract and you have your deliverables, and that's that. That to me, that's the better. But I do think there needs to be a contract, because as long as there's no contract, I think Nicole and Chris just sort of rub each other the wrong way. I think they love each other, but I think when it comes to business, they sort of just rub each other the wrong way.
And I will give them his props. What they showed us on the screen as far as the advertising and them he absolutely does a great job. Mm-hmm. So I can see why they want, to keep him, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, y'all. But I think that was pretty much it for the episode.
Well, he said that he had a counter. He refused. The last part we saw was them having a meeting. All the sisters and cousins is there. And he said he's not signing a contract, but he had a counter proposal. So we'll see what the counter proposal is next week. And maybe that is the counter proposal, because that would be my counter proposal. My counter proposal will be, listen, I want Braden Brokers to become a client. And I will be a contractor. I'm not coming back in the office. I will come in to the office as needed to create content, but I don't want to be on payroll anymore. And sometimes when it's an entrepreneur, that's the kind of leap of faith you have to take sometimes. And listen, like, entrepreneur life ain't easy. And that's why I said it'll be hard, because that's not how she met him. She met him with a 9-to-5. So that's hard as well. But again, Chris, if you ain't hustling as hard as you need to be hustling to make her feel comfortable in what you're doing, then that's right. You got to make her feel like you're putting in that work.
Mm-hmm. And to your point, if he had them as a contract, and then he could pick up and still do his own side things to continue to grow his business and invest in himself. So I absolutely agree with you.
Right. And
But he
also
has
make
to have the hustle to do it. And
right.
I
And
think a
make the
part of him has
deliverables
been
realistic.
relying on their money a little bit. Like, oh yeah, well, I'm good because it's family. So I can
Mhm.
get away with not doing certain things.
Right. And make the deliverables realistic. Nicole want him to do a lot, but again, if he's full-time working, if he's there, if he's a full-time employee, then it's not unreasonable. Because that's all
Mhm.
you're doing all day long is creating content. But if he's going to do that while he still has other clients, then we need to talk about what that looks like, you know? But if they
Agreed.
try to move into that luxury market, they definitely are going to need to advertise in the way people shop for houses now. It's like shopping for cars now. Like last summer when I went to go get I went to go get me a new car, and the people treated me at the dealership crazy. And when I was like, okay, I'll take my keys, they looked at me like I was crazy. Like, oh well, you're not going to no, because I have options. Like, I don't need for you to talk down to me because I'm a woman. I don't need for you to, make certain assumptions because I can go online and buy a car. I can, like I have too many options now for me to sit here and let y'all talk to me crazy. I know what I'm bringing to the table. You know what I mean? I know what I have. I know my credit's good. I know I got money in the bank, and I'm bringing you a trade in, and y'all acting stupid. Nah, I'm good. 2 weeks later, I went to a different dealership and I got my car. So I think it's the same thing now in the housing market. People don't even leave their house now and buy houses. My niece bought a house living in a whole different state. She went to go see that house literally right before they were going to go to closing. She did
Oh
everything
wow.
right. She was living in Pennsylvania. She had to relocate to Detroit. She was living in Philadelphia, which is in Pennsylvania. But I was just saying I said the state the first time. Anyway, neither here nor there. That's the teacher in me. But she looked at all of the houses online, talked to her realtor. Her realtor literally was on FaceTime doing walkthroughs with her because she was like, I can't keep flying back and forth to Detroit. And she flew to Detroit to see, like, I think they got it down to 3 houses. She flew up there. She saw the 3 houses, put a contract down. And the next time she saw that house was when she was at closing. So it's too many options nowadays. So yeah, you definitely need that content creator. You need consistent. You need good quality. So yeah.
Yeah.
But next
Well,
week does look good, Ravine.
what happened?
The next episode.
Oh, the next
No, she said
episode.
next
Yes.
week looks good. I said next week does look good.
Yes, it does. Because that'll be interesting. Because I wonder, like Nell said, is Nicole gonna hold her tongue, or is it gonna be a free for all?
Again, I think it'll be I think it'll come down to what he's trying to do and how he presents it. I don't think Nicole's unreasonable. I just think that Nicole is like, look, if I'm paying you, family or not, I expect certain things. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect him to come into the daggone office if his paycheck is still cleared. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that part.
So,
well, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in on this lovely Saturday afternoon.
Yes,
if you have not already, please make sure you hit that like button.
Make sure you comment.
What? It's not coming back on until August.
Oh, that's not next week's episode? What?
Taurus Moon, is that true? Oh, that would be crazy if they take a break till August. That would be.
Oh, they are taking a break for the Olympics. They're taking a break for the Olympics.
Okay. Thank you. Shout out to Taurus Moon for letting us know that.
Yeah, they did say that. They said they'll be back after the Olympic Games.
So
I wonder
so that'll be perfect because you have to leave for your cruise, right?
No, I leave in 2 weeks for my cruise. My cruise, I leave on the 9th, August the 9th. So the Olympics will be over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Olympics will be over, but
Look,
yeah.
I know you know. I was just having a conversation about this. I know nothing about the Olympics. No.
Oh, I love the Olympics. I love the Olympics. That's my happy time. Every 4 years, that's my happy time. I love the Olympics.
You are so funny. All right, y'all. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all the platforms. You know, Twitter is really tripping. Now they want you to pay to live stream. They got me messed up. But anyway.
Right. That's what Kiss My Cheeks was saying for Big Brother, that she had to, and you got to upgrade and get the blue. You automatically get the blue check for whatever the premium service, whatever it is. Because I don't deal with Twitter like that. So I don't know.
I'm mad right now, Elon. Damn it. But anyway, y'all, let me not mess up my algorithm. Anyway, well, yeah, y'all have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. And yeah, we'll catch you in, I guess, come August for the recap of, I guess, the Family Empire Houston. Thanks, Taurus Moon. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. And real quick, don't click off. Don't click off
Okay.
the end. I want to ask y'all something.
Oh, okay.